Hi there, this is my friend Jane's food forest that I'd like to show you today. She set this up about 25 years ago. Some of the fruit trees are around 12 years old and some go right up to 25 years. Jane's only ever used wood chips to improve her soil, and she has used pea straw and other sorts of hay over the years. But she's finding the wood chips are absolutely fantastic. This particular area that we are in now, she's only used wood chips, and she has not supplementary fed any of these fruit trees with any artificial fertiliser. She does have chooks that roam freely amongst the fruit trees, so there's only the bird droppings. Jane's a very busy lady. She has 5 children. And she has very little time to spend in the garden, as she also runs her own business. She has told me that for 9 months of the year, her family plus her mum and dad, so there's 9 people altogether, have got more supply of fruit than they know what to do with. So, you know, planting fruit trees is the way to go if you want to feed a large family. So we're looking at some Eureka lemons at the moment, and you can see there's just inundated with lots and lots and lots of fruit. So we'll move around her garden and show you some unusual fruit trees that she has. So in front of you, you can see a loquat tree. And for you in America, a loquat. These are coming up to fruiting. So there's a whole bunch of green ones just up there on the branch. So she's got 2 trees here, which will go for a wander through. And up we go. So we have some figs in front of you. Can't remember the varieties that these ones here are, but knowing Jane, she'll have some unusual varieties. So you can see there's a bit of grass growing there, but the chooks haven't scratched out. And yeah, we've got her little citrus grove here. So we've got mandarins and oranges. Try and take it slowly for you guys to have a look. She has planted these quite close together, but it's also creating its own little microclimate here. So here's our mandarins. So it's amazing what fruit production you can have with very little effort. Yeah, there is some, deficiencies, a little bit of insect attack, but that's just nature. You've got to have your insects that'll be your predators, that'll come in and do some damage, so your other insects can eat them. If you wipe out all your insects using chemical sprays, you're upsetting the balance of nature. So, the birds don't come in. I can hear bird life all the way around me, and the trucks, unfortunately. But, how amazing is that her kids can just come out here and pick a fresh, organic, fantastic mandarin. No chemical sprays, fantastically full of vitamin C, lots of other minerals that are found in your mandarins. So, here's another little mandarin. An orange. We've got an apple tree. Jane's got a thing for heritage apples. So she's got heaps of different varieties, so when they're all in fruit we'll come back and have a look, and I'll get the names off of some of them. Now in front of you can see a few plum trees and an apricot tree that Jane's actually coppiced right down to the very bottom. The idea of this was that she was going to keep these trees down small so that they can be netted and the fruit's easy to maintain. It is really, really good to do this, except for you do really need to maintain it and keep on top of it. Otherwise the trees will always want to grow back to being quite huge. So we can see there's a apricot tree and it's just starting to bud up now. So much easier to access the fruit instead of being up, you know, way above anyone's reach. So it'll be interesting to see how these trees perform. So she's also planted some echiums. These produce big, huge purple flowers that just attract the bees and they love it. Helps with pollination. So they're just starting to come into bloom now. We've also got some pomegranates. So these do go dormant here where we are because as it gets quite cold. So they're just starting to come back into leaf. So I'll take you around to the other side of her food forest. So we've got another orange tree loaded with oranges, and as we come through, another orange tree with some oranges. So the fruit on the ground isn't really a problem because the chooks are going to come along and scratch and eat and turn this all over anyway. And we've got another apple tree, and right behind that is a fig that's actually got a few little figs on it. It's an early variety, but you can see it's way up there, which is really hard to access the fruit. But like I said, Joan's a very busy lady, so to come in and chop everything down, and that's a big task for her to do. Walking through, and here's another loquat tree, and you can see it is a beauty. So this is how big they can get when they are 25 years old, which is just enormous. Her kids could climb this tree as a cubby house. It is just absolutely huge. So absolutely amazing fruit production with very little effort now. Because underneath all the trees is all the leaf matter, logs, and that's where the tree is sustaining all its nutrients to grow. So I'm going to take you around Jane's side garden, this is the oldest part of her yard, which was planted 25 years ago. We're looking at an old English mulberry tree, way up there. Just fantastic. So we'll go for a wander through. So these are Brazil cherries up there. So she's made a sort of little walkway through there with them. I think they're Brazilian or Chilean. I have to get her to tell me which ones they are. as we keep going through. A few more fruit trees. I can't remember this one. Got an avocado tree at the back there. Got a little bit of wind. Sugarcane growing there. And then we've got your cherry guava starting to come into bud. So this area before, she had some carob trees, which she's lopped down because they weren't producing and ripening up. It's not warm enough here for them to do that. So that's the stumps that you can see over there. So she's planted some bananas over here. Poor little things have only just gone in. They're struggling a bit. But I'm sure with a bit more mulch they'll do fine. So Jane said she goes through stages where she'll, do the vegetable garden, then let it go, do the vegetable garden, let it go. So, when you're busy, it is hard, especially with so many children, and a business. So she's filling this all up for another vegetable garden compost. She's used some old rainwater tanks, got some nasturtiums through there. And some turnips. So this part of the garden doesn't get watered. There's no irrigation system set up for it anymore. So as a consequence, you can see over there we've got some great huge eucalyptus trees, and they just absolutely suck all the water out of the ground. So she had some beautiful fruit trees at the back here, but she said due to the fact that these eucalyptus trees have soaked all the water up, these old trees have been neglected, and they'll she does get some fruit off it, but not very much. Between the possums and the bandicoots, she's got to fight for the fruit that's around. So right behind me is another avocado tree way up there as well. And the trees that you can see behind, hopefully it's not too dark, these are macadamia nuts. So she's got a forest of macadamia trees. So we'll see if we can go up there. They're getting up around the, 6 to 8 metre mark. She does get plenty of macadamias, but it's a race between the possums and the bandicoots as to who gets the macadamias first. So she said they're absolutely delicious. So we've got another lot around this way. And there's some more great huge. So, if you're thinking of planting a macadamia tree, this will give you an indication of how big they actually grow. And we'll have a look underneath and see if we can find any shells that I can show you. So we're underneath the macadamia tree right now, and there you can see, quite a few that the bandicoots and the possums have got into. Now, these are pretty tough nuts too, so they've got a good set of teeth on them. So this tree right in front of us is a custard apple, cherimoya, and it's a grafted one. So we can come in and look what we've got here. We've got some fruit. And Jane's given me a taste before, and oh my god, they are so yummy. And yeah, you're gonna have a look and see. There's a whole pile of little ones up there going to ripen up. Massive old tree. So as you can tell, this place is an absolute delight for children to play in. So there you go. So this tree in front of us is a white sapote. So it's a massive tree coming into flower or fruit just there. So there we go, just found a little tiny baby fruit. There you go, a little white sapote. I've never tried one, so one day I hope I'll get to try one. I've heard they're absolutely delicious. So I'd like to say thank you very much for Jane for letting me show you guys her amazing fruit forest. And just what your imagination can do. It's just incredible. You know, you don't have to be an amazing gardener. You've just got to follow a few simple techniques of improving your soil, mulching, watering, creating the right environment for the right tree, and you can achieve this years down the track. So if you like this channel, subscribe to Lady Plant Energy, like it, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.